While the chicken is getting cooked, I'll tell you at what stage I stop the cooking of the chicken. It's on slow flame, very low flame. I have the oil that I took out. I put a little ghee in it, so I'm going to use it for garnishing, layering the biryani. Now here I have taken ghee in this pan, and I'm giving, so while this is getting done, I'm going to make the rice. Now I make my rice in the rice cooker. I have stopped draining the water and all of that. I'm going to show you what I do, because that's less work. To this ghee, I'm going to add 10 garam masalas. To this, I'm going to add 3 cloves, 7 to 8 green elaichi, green cardamom. You can add more because elaichi adds a good flavor. I'm going to add a few cinnamon sticks. Doesn't matter because this is going to flavor the rice. It's only the garam masala that flavors the rice. Then a teaspoon of peppercorns. Then big elaichi or black elaichi. I'm going to add about 6 black elaichis. Some mace or javitri, then anise seeds, 1 teaspoon, and I'm going to let it sputter. Now to this I will add 1 teaspoon of black jeera or shah jeera or royal jeera, whatever they call it, and 1 teaspoon of white jeera or normal cumin seeds. I also like to add few methi seeds, so I'm just going to add that. You don't have to add it, but I add it. And to this I add bay leaves, and some jaifal, and that's about it. So this is the ghee, and I'm waiting. If you see how it is started to splutter, and it's on low flame, and I'm going to wait till I get the aroma from the oil. Kgs of chicken or 4 pounds of chicken, I'll take 3 pounds 3 pounds of rice, or you can say 1.5 kg of rice. So I have started using it in the rice cooker. I don't drain the water anymore. So to this rice, I'm going to add the mix, the ghee, garam masala mix, and then I'm going to add boiling water from the water heater. So if you look, I'm going to take very little water in this. It's like I'm going to cook this rice, parboil it. I'm going to cook it parboil. That means it has to be, it's not cooked all the way. It's just cooked 3/4 of the way. I'm going to cook it like this over here. I've added salt already, and I'll show you the layering after this. So in the chicken vessel, once I see that bubble, if you see that bubble coming, I open the lid and I let it roast without the lid, because I do not want too much water coming into this chicken. Biryani should not have too much water. And now if you look at the chicken, it is changing color from, it's becoming white. So I'll just take a look. If once all the chicken is whitish in color, right? Like almost, do you see that? Almost the meat is white, is when I'm going to stop the gas. So if you notice, this is the chicken. It has to just change color. It is not cooked all the way, just changed color. That's all. Now I'm going to add this chicken onto the tray. And if you look at the tray, I've already layered the potatoes. I'm just going to space out So look at the chicken pieces, they're not fully cooked. I can feel them, they're hard. Just going to place the pieces so that it's easy for me to grab them when I'm serving. Okay, now to this I'm going to add dhania patta or cilantro, and I have a mint leaf in my garden, so I just use. If you don't have fresh mint leaves, don't bother, because sometimes in the winter my mint leaves die. So what I do is I use dried mint leaves. That also gives the same flavor. Since I have fresh, so I'm going to add fresh mint leaves, and to this I'm going to add just some rice. I put a little bit of rice, and I'm going to add ghee to this rice. Ghee, and if you remember the oil that I took out, the excess oil when I was doing the birishta. So I just put a little bit of ghee. I'm going to save for the last layer. Then this is the essence I'm using. I'm using kesar today, but I can also use, sometimes I just like to use, so you cannot use all, either rose with a little bit of water or kevda. You decide what flavor you want. Today I have decided to use kesar, so I'm just going to add some kesar in milk. I'm going to save a little for the top layer. Some cilantro and pudina. I'm going to add as much in this layer so that the flavor then stays. On the top layer I'm going to add very little, just for decoration. And then this is the fine birishta. Okay, now to this I'm going to add another layer of rice. So this is, as I told you, I parboil the rice in the rice cooker itself. So if you notice, it's not fully cooked. So now I have spread the, if you notice, look, the rice is parboiled, it's not fully cooked. It's going to cook in the oven. I'm going to use the remaining ghee. A little bit of, just for decoration, because the flavor is going to be inside. The rest of the kesar. Now you can do the same thing for veg biryani, guys. Exactly the same process, but vegetables don't have to be marinated for that long. You can just marinate it maybe for half an hour to 1 hour, and do the same exact process. And use whatever vegetables you like in the vegetable biryani. You can add some paneer, lima beans to it. I'm going to garnish it with not too much, because in the oven my birishta sticks to the aluminum foil, so I just put a little bit and then I cover it with rice, so there's not much wastage of the birishta. In the oven it cooks like a dum biryani. I keep it in the oven for at 375 degrees for about, one tray is inside for about 1 hour 15 minutes. Okay, now I'm going to add one line of the red color and one line over here of the yellow color. And this, I'm going to cover it with aluminum foil. Now, covering this with aluminum foil is very important. You don't want any steam to go out. So what I do is, in these grooves right here, I press nicely so that the chicken cooks with the rice. And if you see, I've left some space here, like on top, so that the steam is trapped and it goes into the rice. You have to really, in Hyderabad or in India, my mom used to use atta all around, and then she with the lid, so that the steam doesn't go out. It has to be trapped in the rice. And now once this is done, I put this in the oven. So it's all ready. Just make sure this is all sealed nice and there are no escapes in this. I've already preheated the oven to 375 degrees, and I'm going to put the biryani in the middle rack of the oven, right in the middle center, for 1 hour and 15 minutes. So this is how I serve the biryani. Since I've made a large quantity, what I do is I take the rice on top out in a different container, and the masala rice is still, and if you can see the colors, the red and the orange, sorry, and the yellow. I take the dry rice out because some people sometimes like only dry rice. They don't like too much masala, so you want to give that option to people. So do you see how the rice is now nice and cooked? So I take this rice out, the top layer. Okay, just keep doing that. And then for serving, what I do is I take a little bit of masala. This is that masala. It is the bottommost layer. And if you can see, the chicken is like completely cooked. And then I add some masala rice, which is right above the chicken. This is the masala rice right above the chicken. You can see it. And then I top it with this white rice, which is colorful and which has all the garnishing in it. And you can have a raita in a bowl, and this is your biryani. It's less oil, guys, because I do not like oily biryani. So this is the raita that goes well with any kind of biryani. In this raita, I have sliced onions, sliced cucumber, sliced tomatoes, if you look. And what I do is, when I slice them, I add a little salt and cumin powder and a little bit of sugar, and then I squish it together with my hands, and then I add yogurt to it. If you want, you can add green chilies, and that's about it. That's the raita that goes with the biryani.